بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وما تنفقوا من خير فلأنفسكم وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم وأنتم لا تظلمون.
In the year 2004, Brother Salahuddin took an initiative of teaching basic Islam to these ignorant old women. Later, many brothers and sisters from home and abroad have transformed this initiative into a complete education center for the poor and destitute women. People who never thought of sending their daughters to school are now highly grateful to Al-Ihsan for its contribution in changing their lives. In this documentary, a team will interview two girls from similar socioeconomic background. Meet Kulsum, a 12-year-old girl who lost her father at the age of 3. She got admission in primary school, but could not continue her study. Her mother remarried, but her new father does not look after her. Like the age of ignorance, people still consider female child as curse and burden. Meet Sumaya. She is now 11 years old. Her father left them almost 4 years ago when she was only 7. He married elsewhere and does not look after them. Her mother works as a maidservant. Sumaya's mother got the opportunity to enroll her in Al-Ihsan Girls' School. Our team is heading towards Kulsum's house. She lives in Patogata village in Mushigonj district. Imagine for a while that your father left your family and does not care anymore. Think of a life without food, proper clothes, education, or a place to call home. Think of a life where a little kid struggled so much that she does not know how childhood looks like.
তুমি তাহলে কোথায় থাকো?
আমি যে বাসায় কাজ করি এই বাসায় আমি থাকি।
কি কাজ করো ওখানে?
যা কিছু করতে বলে সেই কাজটা করি আর যেটা বাপ বলে দেখাশোনা করি।
কি ছোট বাবু আছে ওখানে? কি তুমি সব দেখাশোনা করো? মেয়েকে যে কাজে দিচ্ছেন বাসায় পড়ালেখা করাতে চান না? তাহলে কাজে দিচ্ছেন যে?
কাজে দিছি ওয়ালা করাবে কইছে, কিছু টাকা দিবে কইছে।
তো মেয়েদেরকে নিয়ে আপনি কি চিন্তা করেন ভবিষ্যতে?
মেয়েদের নিয়ে ভবিষ্যতে কুদু কোরআন শরীফ হইতে পারে না, কোনো বিদ্যা শিখতে পারে না।
Like most other poor village women, her dream may not turn into reality. Here, the poor girls are born to lead a life of humiliation and sufferings. Almost 10 kilometers away from Kulsum's family, Sumaya lives in this tiny tin shed house with her mother and sister. Unlike Kulsum, Sumaya's morning starts differently. She starts her day with Fazar Salah. Sumaya's mother, Sufia Begum, also works as maidservant. so she has to leave early in the morning for work.
মা রান্না করে গেছে?
জি না, যে থেকে মা যা খাবার আনে তা থাকে তাই আমরা খাই, আমি মাঝে চলে যাই।
It's almost 7:30 a.m. Sumaya is getting ready for school. She is a student of Al-Ihsan Girls' School.
8:30
বাসা থেকে কখন বের হও?
8টায়।
Sumaya was insisting us to make a visit to her school. It's not too far. Just 15 minutes walking distance from her home. When we entered the school, we found the students were preparing for the assembly.
সুমাইয়া, তোমার ক্লাস কত তলায়?
2 তলায়। আসেন আপনি গিয়ে আমার ক্লাস দেখাই।
আচ্ছা,
এটা হলো আমাদের হল রুম। এখানে জোহরের সালাত পড়ি আর দুপুরে খাবার খাই আর স্কুলে বিভিন্ন অনুষ্ঠান এখানে হয়।
ও আচ্ছা।
We were surprised to see that the students were following a very rare sunnah. They didn't get up to give salam. Rather, they were sitting in their benches and the teacher gave salam first.
আচ্ছা, টিচার যে ঢুকে আগে সালাম দিল আর তোমরা না দাঁড়িয়ে সালামের উত্তর দিলে, সেটা কেন?
দাঁড়ানো ব্যক্তি বসা ব্যক্তিকে আগে সালাম দিবে। যে হেঁটে আসছে সে দাঁড়ানো ব্যক্তিকে এক চাকা দিয়ে অনেকগুলো মানুষ বসে থাকে, হেঁটে আসা ব্যক্তি বা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকা ব্যক্তি আগে সালাম দেবে। এটা আমাদের ম্যাডাম শিখিয়েছেন।
ও, ক্লাসে শিখিয়েছেন তোমাদের? মাশাআল্লাহ, ভালো জিনিস শিখিয়েছেন তো তোমাদের।
Meanwhile, we roamed inside the school. We saw that some kids were reciting rhymes, while some were perfecting the Quran recitation. While we were visiting the classrooms, we found that students had made beautiful wall posters. We were really surprised to see such creativity in a village school, as this school is especially for the extreme poor and destitute students. If you ever visit a school in the urban area, you will hardly see quality works like this. We could realize that the teachers are giving good efforts. They are really trying hard to educate these poor kids in the best possible ways. We also found some junior students practicing tajweed in the classroom. Some KG students were getting salah training.
যখন আমরা সালা পড়ব তখন কোন দিকে তাকাতে হবে?
While we were visiting the senior classrooms, suddenly something caught our attention. We found the senior students making amazing handcrafts and making beautiful designs on clothes. In the science lab, we found a trainer who is giving training to the teachers as well as some senior students. Recently, Al-Ihsan built a very well-equipped science lab. Their key focus is to make the students acquainted with Allah through science. Also, the students need to do some textbook experiments, which would not have been possible without such a well-furnished science lab. We have also visited the computer lab. We have talked to the computer lab trainer and found that she left her job as computer operator and joined Al-Ihsan to work for these poor kids. Again, we were very much surprised to see such a resourceful computer lab. When we entered the library, we found Sumaya reading there. We talked to Sumaya for a while and inquired about her future plan. It is really a great achievement of Al-Ihsan that these poor girls can now dream of being a school teacher.
তুমি ভবিষ্যতে কি হতে চাও?
আমি টিচার হতে চাই।
টিচার কেন হতে চাও? টিচার
তো আমি টিচার হতে চাই, আমাদের স্কুলের টিচারদের দেখে আমার টিচার হতে ইচ্ছা করে। আমাদের অন্যদের খুব ভালো পড়াতে খুব ভালো লাগে।
After the school, Sumaya helps the junior students to prepare their homework. She is very much enthusiastic and helpful towards others.
দোয়া করি আল্লাহ তোমার মনের ইচ্ছা পূরণ করুক ইনশাআল্লাহ।
ইনশাআল্লাহ জাযাকাল্লাহ খায়ের। আমরা একটা মজার সাইন্স প্রজেক্ট করছি, চল আপনাকে দেখাই।
হ্যাঁ চলো। তোমরা এখানে কি সায়েন্স প্রজেক্ট করছো?
একটি পুকুরের বাস্তুতন্ত্র।
ও আচ্ছা, তোমাদের পুকুরে কি কি আছে?
মাছ আছে, তেল আছে, ছোট ছোট কীটপতঙ্গ আছে, শামুক আছে, তো কচুরিপানা আছে, ছোট মাছ আছে, বড় মাছ আছে, চারিদিকে গাছপালা আছে।
While Sumaya was completing the science project with her team, Kulsum was cleaning the floor. With different extracurricular activities, students at Al-Ihsan are learning with hands-on experience and with great enthusiasm.
মাইয়া কিসের জন্য প্রাইজ পেয়েছো?
বানান প্রতিযোগিতায় ফার্স্ট হয়েছি।
ভেরি গুড।
প্রাইজ পেয়েছি।
While Kulsum was preparing lunch for the family she works for, Sumaya was taking her lunch at the school. The students of Al-Ihsan get a long break for Salah and lunch. Like many other girls in the village, Kulsum didn't get the opportunity to learn the etiquette of Salah and Quran. After completing Salah, teachers and students take their lunch together. After the lunch, we visited Sumaya's classroom and found that the school follows a very interesting way to encourage students' performance. The class teacher publishes a chart at the start of each month. In each class, the subject teacher notes down their performance, and at the end of each month, best 2 or 3 students are awarded with lucrative prizes. It's 4 in the afternoon. Sumaya's mother is back from work. After a long school day, Sumaya is helping her mother in household chores. When Sumaya was helping her mother after school, Kulsum was looking after the baby where she works. She also wants to study, but like other poor girls in the village, she is leading a very unproductive and aimless life. She is deprived of basic education and basic Islamic teachings, and if this continues, she will have to live a life of total ignorance, sufferings, humiliation without the light of Islam. Both the families are struggling to survive on low incomes and bitter realities. But the difference you see here between Kulsum and Sumaya is you. Who has believed on us more than we believed in ourselves? We know there's a long road ahead that may be more difficult. Your support has always given us courage to face these difficulties and, insha'Allah, always will be. But if you get the chance to choose between the life of Kulsum and Sumaya, which one will you choose?
The white moon rose over us from the valley of Wada, and we all wait to show gratefulness.